I am starting the webinar. Hello, travel agents. Welcome to today's webinar. I am so excited to share today's show with you. We have the amazing Jeanette here, and she is representing Fort Myers. It's going to be an awesome show and a really special day to be doing this show, which she will explain a little bit more about in a moment. Before we move on to the presentation, I just have a few notes to share with you today. Number one, as always, if you have any questions during today's webinar, please put them into the Q&A box at the bottom. I will be back on at the very end of the webinar to ask any questions on your behalf. So don't be shy. This is your time. Feel free to put in any questions you have for planning those trips to Fort Myers. And we also have a very exciting prize attached to today's webinar. So for those travel agents who are staying through to the very end of the webinar, you will be eligible to win an amazing, beautiful beach bag full of Fort Myers goodies. It is a very awesome prize, and I'm excited for one of you to win that today. So with all that in mind, without further ado, I will pass you over to the wonderful Jeanette to begin the presentation. Thanks, Jeanette, for being here, and I look forward to learning about Fort Myers today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you everyone for joining. I will start. So I'm going to share my screen, and then I will start. Okay, share screen. Sorry, it takes a minute here. Get going. There we go. Okay. Hopefully everyone can see the screen. So first of all, I want to say thank you very much to everyone for being on this webinar today, but also for all of the continued support over the last year and throughout this difficult time. But today is a special day. It is actually the 1-year anniversary of when Hurricane Ian came through and devastated our area in Florida. It was I believe, the most devastating storm to hit Southwest Florida on record. And of course, it was quite devastating, but here we are a year later, and the destination is very resilient and very strong, and has come back, really well, and so much is open and so much new is coming. And today was actually quite an incredible day. The Fort Myers, if anyone here has ever been or seen pictures of Times Square, which is in the Fort Myers Beach area, there was a clock, which a lot of people, a famous clock, a lot of people took pictures with, and it was sadly washed away. And today it was a brand new clock was unveiled, and there was a huge ribbon cutting ceremony, and it just shows how far the destination has come within the last year. So with all that said, thank you again for your support, for booking your clients, also for yourselves, for, perhaps you've traveled to the destination or you have family or friends that have traveled to the destination. We look forward to having everybody back. And now let's, get into some good new updates for this upcoming winter. So one of the things that we started over this last year was local ambassadors, people that are in the destination, that live there, that travel, that visit a lot, and they tell the story of what makes the destination so special to them, which is our tagline, hashtag my Fort Myers. And on our website, you can actually take a look at all of the ambassadors and their stories and see a little, clip of each of them and what makes Fort Myers area special to them, because that's really what our destination is about. It's about a feeling. It's about, it's very different from the rest of Florida and what makes it so special. So for those that don't know where we're located or where the area is, although I think most do, Southwest Florida. So we are about 2 hours south of Tampa, about 2.5 from Miami. We're about 3 hours south of Orlando, and we do border Naples. And then the one thing that I always show on here is because the map, you can see Key West, which is south of us. We have the one and only Key West Express, which is an express fast ferry that you can see on the screen there, that heads down to Key West on a daily basis. It heads in the morning and it does come back in the afternoon or in the evening, sorry. You can take it round trip. You can take it one way if you want to go down to the Keys and then go up to Miami and have, if clients want to do a circle trip, or if you have someone that is going down for a longer period of time and is looking for something to do for a couple of days, it's a great option. As I said, it's only a 3-hour fast ferry versus about probably a 9-hour drive. So it's a great opportunity to do that. We have a lot of new and exciting service this winter. So obviously we still have our great daily nonstop flights from Toronto with Air Canada. We've also got nonstop daily flights with WestJet, and new starting November the 10th, which is the inaugural flight, is Porter Airlines. Porter will be flying down daily this winter with their new E192 jet, which obviously is fantastic and exciting. And so that starts November the 10th. And then we also have Lynx Air, which is also brand new this winter. And they were going to start on December the 14th, but because of a lot of interest and demand, they've actually bumped that up and they're starting December the 1st now. Which was just something that I was told this morning. So it looks like we've got a lot of air service into the destination, great air service. And obviously our airport, RSW, Southwest Florida International Airport, does service, different areas. People, your clients can come into Fort Myers. If they're going to Naples, there's also Sarasota is about an hour north of us, and Punta Gorda. And so it can definitely be used for other areas than just Fort Myers. And in regards to, helping your clients plan, definitely our website has become a great source of information. One of the new things that we added over this last year are webcams. So if you go onto our website now, you can actually click on a bunch of different webcams that have been put in different positions around the area. And then you can actually get a live look at what the beach looks like, downtown looks like, and different areas of the destination. And, our new tagline, which we launched probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago now, is Fort Myers Islands, Beaches, and Neighborhoods. And really that's so that we can encompass and give more information on the entire area, not just Fort Myers, not just the beaches, but the islands that we've got and the amazing neighborhoods that we have as well. So just to talk a little bit about the different neighborhoods, the map up on the corner shows you, those are all the different neighborhoods within our area. So it is not just Fort Myers when we talk, but Fort Myers Beach, Bonita, Estero, Cape Coral, Pine Island, Sanibel, Captiva, Boca Grande. We have so many amazing different communities and different neighborhoods to visit. Cape Coral, especially popular with Canadians who are looking to do home rentals or vacation rentals, I should say, in the wintertime. There's actually more canals in Cape Coral than Venice, Italy. There's 650 kilometers of canals, and they're all beautiful waterfront homes on the canals. And so, if you have a client that's also interested in having a boat and going fishing, great area, obviously, to do a vacation home rental, and then get out on the water. And one of the hotels in Cape Coral, which is also fantastic, is the Westin Hotel, the Westin Cape Coral Hotel. And then over into the Fort Myers area. So this is obviously where the airport is. We've got a great downtown area of Fort Myers, which is our Fort Myers River District, and historic downtown, cobblestone streets, lots of amazing restaurants. We also have a new project that was completed over this last year with 50 murals that have been done by 40 different artists. And we've got a great arts and cultural scene in Fort Myers, which a lot of people don't realize. So you can explore some of the sculpture garden on the rooftop of the Sidney Byrne Davis Art Center. We've got the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater, which is great for Broadway shows, performing arts hall, symphony, repertory theater. So lots of great theaters and different activities. One of the pictures there is actually beside the shrimp, that's our famous Yucatan shrimp at Doc Ford's restaurant, which is amazing, is a great attraction actually on Fort Myers Beach called the Mound House, which is the oldest standing structure since 1920s. And it actually sits on top of a 2,000-year-old Calusa Indian shell mound. And so you can actually go under the house and they show the actual ground. They've dug it under there and they show the actual ground and how it's all shells. The whole place was built. That is all just a mound of shell, which is actually really incredible. And Fort Myers is also, the Fort Myers area is also where you would definitely want to have clients visit the Thomas Edison and Henry Ford Winter Estate, which is the beautiful historical winter homes of the two gentlemen. There's also Thomas Edison's laboratory and some of Henry Ford's cars. There's beautiful gardens and just, a fantastic property to take a tour of. And they do have headsets, so you can do it on your own in different languages as well. And we have so many amazing events that take place throughout the year, and you can definitely have your clients check them out on our website. But one of the big ones that's actually ending this weekend, that's been on for the last 10 days, which if you have any clients that are big country music fans, it's called the Island Hopper. This was our 9th year. It's a 10-day festival, and there's actually more singers, songwriters than you'll find in Nashville, almost 70 of them that come down to the destination, and they actually perform songs that they wrote in little performances all over our destination. So Sanibel, Captiva, Cape Coral area, and Fort Myers Beach. And these are the songs that people hear on the radio that are, sung by Tim McGraw. And this is the person who wrote it. And they say, why they wrote it, what inspired them, and they perform it. And so it's an awesome event. But we also have so many others. Fort Myers Beach Shrimp Festival. If you have clients that are down going to be down in the spring in March of 2024, that's with a parade and lots of fun, shrimp boil. Every month we do have an art walk in downtown Fort Myers. And there's also Art Fest, which has over 200 art exhibits in downtown Fort Myers. And that's back February of 2024. And also in February, the Edison Festival of Light Parade, which has marching bands and floats and international recognition, which is a lot of fun. So, we've got a lot in the Fort Myers area. And then heading down, Bonita Springs actually is home to, and one of the images there of the, looks like a greenhouse, is actually at Wonder Gardens. And Wonder Gardens is a fantastic attraction in Bonita Springs area, where they've got more than 300 animals that they rescue and they house there. A lot of flamingos, birds, and different animals, and butterflies, which is pretty incredible. And of course, Bonita Springs kind of borders your Naples area. There's lots of shopping in Fort Myers and Bonita Springs area. We've got outlet mall shopping, Miramar outlets, Coconut Point, open air, classic malls, a little bit of everything. So lots of great options for shopping. And now let's move out to some of the other neighborhoods that are our islands. So kind of, one of the things that makes our area so unique is the fact that we do actually have over 100 barrier islands in our area. So getting out on the water and either taking a cruise, a boat cruise, or kayaking or sailing. We have the #1 sailing school called Offshore Sailing School that runs out of Captiva. Our islands are amazing. We focus a lot on nature and preserving nature in our destination. From May to October, there is a thing in place on Sanibel and Captiva for the turtles. So there's no porch lights, there's no big tiki bar lights, so that when the turtles are hatched, they return to the water by seeing the light of the moon. The light of the moon reflect on the water so they can go towards the water and not the opposite direction. So that happens from May to October. And also, obviously, we have, Sanibel Island has the Ding Darling National Wildlife Refuge, but it also has great bike paths, and Sanibel is attached to Captiva Island, and Captiva has a great hotel property called the Tween Waters Inn, which is very popular with a lot of Canadians and tourists. And actually last Friday, one of the large beachfront hotels on Sanibel, it has 98 rooms, opened once again, the Sanibel Island Beach Resort. So we're really excited about that. So we've got a couple of beachfront properties and a lot of vacation homes that have reopened on Sanibel and Captiva. And as I've said, if you've tuned into any of my webinars before, shelling is a big thing. We are known as the shell capital of the world. Over 400 different types of shells that are found throughout the destination. You can go to the Bailey Matthews Shell Museum. There's also shell walks you can take with somebody along the beach, and they can talk to you about the different shells and anything and everything you'd want to know about them, which is amazing. And it's really about getting out and exploring. So Captiva Cruises and other charter yachts or charter boat companies can take you out for a full day or a half day sail, can head out to Cabbage Key, which was known, they say is known for having the best cheeseburger in paradise, which was from Jimmy, they say Jimmy Buffett's song, Cheeseburger in Paradise. And it's a great little island and a fantastic restaurant. And yes, amazing cheeseburgers. And you can also go out to other islands like Cayo Costa, which you can actually do some camping on, and Boca Grande. Boca Grande is right at the top of our map there. And you can get to Boca Grande either by water or by boat. And it's a beautiful island. It's very unique. It's a lot of people use golf carts around the island. It has a hotel on it. The Grand Hotel on the island is called the Gasparilla Inn. And there's a great downtown little ice cream shop and little shops. So it's a beautiful island with great local little stores, restaurants, etc. So getting out on the water is probably one of the best things to do in our destination for sure. And to tie in with that, as I said, nature is such a big part of our destination. You have to get out and explore and get outside and get outdoors. That is what we are all about. And whether that be kayaking down one of the 190 miles of kayaking trail, which is called the Great Calusa Blueway, or paddle boarding along the trails. There's amazing mangrove areas, a lot of protected mangrove areas because we have over 100 islands. Whether it's sports, we have 2 baseball teams that spring train, the Boston Red Sox and the Minnesota Twins. But we're also a big destination in regards to basketball. The Fort Myers Tip-Off Tournament, which is a big tournament, happens every year in November. And the Hertz Arena also has the Florida Everglades hockey team that plays. And there's also unique, if you have some clients that are heading down, there's the seniors games from January to March, which includes lots of activities like pickleball and tennis and some basketball and different activities, which is awesome. And of course, we have over 50 golf courses in the area. So there's a lot of golf courses to offer. So there's a lot of sports for anybody that's interested that's going down. And then in regards to additional nature options, we do have 40 parks and we've got 8 pathed nature preserves throughout the area, which is a great opportunity to see the wildlife. We do get over 250 different species of birds that migrate to the destination in the winter. So, and we do have the really cute, especially in Cape Coral area, burrowing owls. There's over 1,000 nesting owls within the Cape Coral community. And I mentioned a little bit, but on Sanibel, one of the big things to do is ride a bike. So bike rentals, you can rent them from different operators in Sanibel, or if you have people down there that have got their own bikes. There's 26 miles of paved bike path. So it's a great way to get around the island and to go to the restaurants and the shops and things like that. And we're also a big fishing destination because we have so many canals and so many protected areas. We do have a lot of great back bay fishing if you have clients that really want to get outdoors and do fishing. And in the spring, we have the richest tarpon fishing tournament in the world that takes place as well. So there's lots of boat charters, there's boat rentals, there's the sailing. So definitely that is, you need to get out, you need to explore. That's when you'll have your true understanding of, what sets us apart from the rest of Florida. There are some great deals right now going on, or some great options that you can recommend to your clients, totally and completely free. They're not apps. It is just on the website. So one is called your Passport to, Sun Saver Passport. And it provides some deals on attractions, restaurants, and different things throughout our area. So they just have to go on the website. And then if they're in the area and they go to the restaurant, they can just show it. Sometimes it's like an appetizer or a percentage off. And then within the Cape Coral area, we've got this Cape Coral Quest. So it's as well, no app, you just download it. And within that area, they can go to different establishments and try to find the clue in there. And when they find the clue, they type in the number that's on that clue in that restaurant or that attraction. And the more they do, the bigger the prize that they get. And there is a grand prize, which is actually a 2-night stay at the Westin Cape Coral. So those are 2 great options within our area for different people. And one of the other new things that I didn't mention when talking about Fort Myers and Fort Myers Beach is that the Margaritaville Fort Myers Beach, which is a brand new property that is being built or is actually almost complete, is going to open beginning of 2024. It has almost 300 rooms, and it's right on Fort Myers Beach in the downtown area. So again, that's Margaritaville Resort, which is great. And also in the new year, the Pink Shell Beach Resort and Diamond Head Beach Resort on Fort Myers Beach, which are 2 large properties, also reopen for booking. So a lot of the hotels reopen, which is amazing. I did put on here the QR code for our digital visitors guide, which is now available online. We don't have a printed visitor guide anymore because as things change throughout the destination, we definitely want to keep our website the most up to date. And we do also have a destination specialist program that people can also sign up for. Now I will stop sharing and I will try to escape and go back and put my camera. There I am.
There we are.
So I know
Yay.
a lot of information, and I really wanted to try to touch on some things that perhaps I haven't discussed before, give an overview of the area, and also talk about some of the new things that are happening. And we're really just excited to welcome people back this winter with so much new air service and the hotels opening. It's obviously been a long year and a long road, but we look forward to having Canadians back to the destination.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for that presentation, Jeanette. That was wonderful. So I learned so many things. The shell capital of the world, that is so cool. That in and of itself really attracted me to being like, okay, next trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all the other islands around the coast as well that you can visit, gorgeous. That definitely is something really unique about this destination in Florida. That I think, is a great draw for Canadians. Definitely. There was a few questions here from travel agents, and then, we can go from there. So we had a question about when is the best time to go?
So obviously our high season is January, February, March. I actually think November and December are beautiful, and so is April and May. A lot of the snowbirds leave kind of Easter, like after Easter, so after April. But the weather-wise, November, December, and the spring, like April, May, are awesome, and it's not as crowded and not as busy, but definitely high season, Jan, Feb, March. And because we are like so far south in Florida, like 2 hours south of Tampa, we can actually be 5-10 degrees warmer within our area than a couple of hours north of us. So much more warmer, tropical. And because obviously we're on the Gulf of Mexico, it is warmer than being on the East Coast, which is the Atlantic, which can be rougher and cooler.
Yeah, that is some great information and great tips. I know some of our consultants sometimes are having clients that are like, it wasn't warm enough when we went at a certain time of year. So that's a great point to think about when booking Florida trips for your clients as well. It definitely looked really tropical in the pictures. I was like, oh, wow, this is so beachy, amazing. Yeah, great.
And all of our vegetation and all the vegetation is growing back. I mean, we obviously lost a lot of vegetation a year ago, but so much of it is growing back now. So although it doesn't look, some areas do not look exactly the same, the destination itself has not changed. It's still a great destination and everything is coming back. So
amazing. That is so good to hear. I have a question here from Molly, and she is asking about weddings on the desk at Fort Myers. So are there resorts that can fully organize there? And okay.
Definitely. It's a huge wedding destination. At our head office in Fort Myers, we actually have somebody that's dedicated to weddings because we have places like Lover's Key State Park, and we have a lot of gazebos on areas, a lot of the hotels being beachfront. And because you're not far, I mean, under a 3-hour flight from Toronto, so it's a great destination. It is tropical, but yet you still have some familiarities of home and it's not that far of a flight. But we do. And you can actually go on our website and find a whole page on weddings and actually even, I think, becoming a wedding specialist within our area. But we do have a lot of different information. So great destination for weddings.
Excellent. Thank you so much for answering that. Lita was also asking you, put the QR code up before for marketing materials for travel consultants. And I guess that was for the brochure. Is there anything that you wanted to send through to attendees, or even just like a link to the travel agent portal or something of that nature? Would that work?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can definitely put up, yeah, the QR code, and we can send it afterwards to everyone that participated. The
perfect.
QR code for the digital visitors guide and the website and anything else.
Great. That sounds good. And then another question was just about travel agent rates. So like when travel agents are coming to visit Fort Myers, is there any times of year when some of the hotels and resorts offer travel agent rates? Or is it good to just get in touch with someone when they're on their way down and see what's available? What would you suggest there?
Yeah, we don't so we used to have like a travel agent VIP program where somebody would say when they're coming down, and then we would be able to give specific things. But obviously over the last couple of years that kind of changed. So now it's, you know, if somebody's going, definitely let me know. There's no specific time of the year that we have specific agent rates or anything like that, but we can definitely help out by trying to reach out to a property, or even the option of giving some discounts throughout the area, like going and seeing some of the attractions, restaurants, maybe even a day trip, going on Captiva cruises or something like that. Definitely work with anyone that happens to be in the area. So just reach out.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And then, yeah, just lastly, we have another question from Molly, and she's asking, are there any special romance packages for couples? Like, should Molly be looking through some of the hotels and resorts there for that, do you think?
I'm not sure if any of them have specific romance packages. I can
Okay.
definitely follow up with her and find out though. I can follow up afterwards and let her know, but yes.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah. And I can include, Jeanette, your contact information as well in the follow-up in the follow-up email. So travel consultants, if you have any other questions that you needed to answer, or something that was more specific to a client, something of that nature, you could get in touch with Jeanette and she could help you as well that way. So we can do that as well. And then last but not least, I just wanted to ask, I know you're really familiar with this destination yourself, obviously, and you highlighted so many amazing places to visit. I'm wondering, what are some of the places that you really love to see and visit when you're there?
Yes. So I've been representing the destination here in Canada now out of Toronto for almost 12 years. It is an amazing destination. And I think my absolute favorite is kayaking out in the water on the mangroves. You see the manatees, but you also have dolphins.
Wow.
Like the one time where I was down, we saw 4 dolphins come in to like feed, and they were just
Wow.
playing. And then there's a bird called the cormorant, which likes to play with the kayaks and will like land on the front of your kayak. And it's just so peaceful and beautiful. And you kind of just, yeah, like that's like my favorite, one of my absolute favorite memories of being in the destination is just doing
Oh,
that.
wow.
And I've taken my kids down. We've gone as a family. They were shocked at the talking about the shelling when you're on Sanibel and Captiva sometimes, and they tried to dig down to make a sandcastle. They couldn't because it's all shells. So,
Wow.
anyways, collecting them at the end and putting them all out and looking at all the different ones and trying to figure out what they are. And yeah, so just a great destination for families. And but definitely being on the water is probably one of my biggest like aha moments where I just was like, this is amazing.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
amazing. Definitely. And I was thinking the same thing in regards to it being such a great family
Yeah.
destination as well. So
Yeah.
thank you for highlighting that also. Yeah. Okay. So that is it for our questions today. Is there anything else that you wanted to share or send us off with before we head out?
No, I think again, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all of the travel industry's support over the last year, and continuously, and the last 12 years. I just want to say thank you. And yeah, please reach out if there's anything that you need, or have any questions, and I'll help however I can. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, we definitely want to say a big thank you to you on behalf of Travel Week and on behalf of all our readers today for being here and sharing about this amazing destination. And again, I would also like to thank all our travel agent participants for being here today. Thank you for being online. We will be in touch about the prize winner shortly and with any other information that you need. So thanks again and enjoy the rest of your afternoon and evening. Thanks,
Thank
Jeanette.
you. Thanks.
Take care.
Thank you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.